Hey everyone, it's Blade, and today we're gonna talk with you about my experience of owning Galaxy Watch 4 for 2 years. Let's get started. Galaxy Watch 4 was released back in 2021. After that, Samsung already released Galaxy Watch 5 and Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, abandoning the loved by everyone the rotating physical bezel, and the Galaxy Watch 6 and 6 Classic returning back that bezel. So let's start with the design of the Galaxy Watch 4. Galaxy Watch 4, 5 and 6, they do all look similar in some cases. Unfortunately, I have the regular Galaxy Watch 4 in 44mm. It's not classic version with the physical bezel. So my solution to that was purchasing a $15 bezel that sticks on top of the screen and acts as a protection to it, as well as the guide for your finger while you're using the fake rotating bezel around the screen. The black housing, after 2 years of use, yeah, it wasn't daily use. For the past couple of months, I've been daily using it, but it was on and off my wrist for 2 years. So after that, I do not see any major scratches or dents. So the housing and the painting of the housing is quite well built. So I wouldn't worry about that. If you're worried about the design of the bands, well, you have no problem with that because the ones for the Galaxy Watch 4, 5 and 6, they're all compatible with each other, so it's not going to be a problem. As well, you can get a lot of second-party ones on Amazon for cheap or any retail store. However, keep in mind that the Galaxy Watch 6 bands with the new release mechanisms do have some kind of a problem looking online where just pop off your watch and your watch flies to the ground. So keep a look on the bands. Maybe it was fixed already, I'm not really sure, but do keep that in mind while purchasing the band for your watch. Overall, aesthetically, the watch didn't change since the 4 till 6. They're more or less the same. However, the screen size did change from the 4 to 5 to 6. On the Watch 6, the screen size is much bigger visually, and therefore it gives a bit of a more modern look to your watch. For the performance of the Galaxy Watch 4, well, it is still a snappy watch. You can use it on daily basis, and my main concern with every single smartwatch is the back thought that you're purchasing a watch first and electronic device second. It's wrong. I do understand that, because at first is an electronic device that has a battery and will be obsolete in a couple of years. But for now, Galaxy Watch 4 is still supported with updates and will be supported for a couple of more years and Wear OS updates. And on the daily tasks like checking the weather, using the tracking for the health and sleep and gym, everything works perfectly. I wouldn't say that it's bad or needs to think too much. Yes, of course, it does take some time to load a couple of apps, but it's nothing really too bad to not consider this watch. My personal use case of the smartwatch is usually notifications, like 80% of the use with the watch, and I never, barely maybe, reply to them using the watch. You can do the type on the screen because you do have the full-size QWERTY keyboard on it, even though it's not really comfortable to type on. And you can also reply via just audio messages depending on the messaging app you use. I also do use it for training and coaching stuff. So I do have my heartbeat monitor on it while I'm running or just going to the gym. As well, I use it as a step counter on my daily basis. So I do have a goal of 7,500 steps. For some people is a lot, for some people is not really much, but I try to hit this goal every day. So the tracker in it helps me to hit this goal, because every time I look at the watch, I see, oh, I have to do 1,000 more steps. Well, let's get to it. In addition, this watch is capable of sleep tracking, even though it's not fully automatic, because sometimes it starts maybe an hour or 2 hours in while you're sleeping. I always had this problem. So I wouldn't consider this watch to be a perfect sleeping tracker or even a perfect heartbeat monitor, because it's also not really good. So if you're looking for a sports watch or like a sleeping coach watch, you have to upgrade to a newer models, or even look into some pieces like Garmin or, I don't know, something else. For the other features, as I mentioned before, the sports tracking allows to track multiple number of sports And I do think that Samsung already is just inventing new sports at this point of time, because looking at their past presentation for the Galaxy Watch 6, the number is just really big. And for my use case, going just to the gym and maybe walk, the amount of health exercises that watch can track is more than enough. It's also able to track your heartbeat. The ECG is also available on this watch, as well as blood pressure. However, with blood pressure, you do have to calibrate it with the proper blood pressure machine, so that keep in mind. And if we compare the features with the Galaxy Watch 5 and 6, well, the 4 is missing the body temperature sensor. So if this is something really important to you, do think about it and maybe push yourself towards buying a newer model. And probably another feature that we can talk about for the Galaxy Watch 4 is the Gorilla Glass DX Plus screen. And keep in mind that the Galaxy Watch 5 and 6, I think they both have sapphire glass. However, after 2 years of the usage of this watch, I don't have a lot of scratches. I do feel like I don't have any scratches at all on it, so you'll be fine with this Gorilla Glass. For the battery life on the Galaxy Watch 4, I would say you can get more or less a full day of it. Keep in mind that I don't really go outside for a really long period of time, so each time I go to the shower or I just have my wrist tired of the watch, I pop it on the charger for 20-30 minutes and then I'm good to go anywhere I want. So probably I would say a day max the battery will be good. However, of course, the Galaxy Watch 5 and 6 have improved battery capacity. If you want to see the numbers, they are here on the screen right now. You don't need to remember all of those numbers, but if you're looking for the biggest number of milliampere hours of battery, that's Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. This is more than the Watch 6, 6 Classic, and 4 and 4 Classic. Of course, there are a couple of things that I don't like about the Galaxy Watch 4, and the main thing is the band attachment mechanism. So I'm glad they did improve it in the Galaxy Watch 6. However, as I mentioned before, some people say that they fail, and that's not good. However, the actual mechanism on the new watch is just the push of the button at the back of the band, so that much easier than the metal pins that are currently present on every single watch band for the Watch 4 and 5. So I'm not a big fan of those because you have to have like long nails to detach them. However, that's just a minor issue. The other thing which is a bit more important to me is the double counting of steps. I did look up on Reddit and other forums. Some people do have the same problem as I do, and you have to go into the settings, turn off the counting of steps both on the watch and the phone, then turn it back on. Even though it does say over there that there is no double counting, I still have it sometimes. So maybe once in a month I have to turn off and back on this feature. So that's just a minor inconvenience, but it's really not a nice thing to have in a smartwatch. Overall, I'm still happy with the Watch 4, and even though I do like the new look of a bigger screen of the Galaxy Watch 6, and I do want a rotating bezel on the 6 Classic because I didn't purchase this 4 Classic when I had an opportunity, I still think the Galaxy Watch 4 is a capable smartwatch in 2023. The only reason you might consider getting Watch 5 or 6 if you keep your watch for a longer period of time. So of course Galaxy Watch 5 and 6 will be supported for the longer time because they're newer watches. However, also keep in mind that it's not so easy to find the Galaxy Watch 4 in the used market. I just did a research and looked through the Kijiji, which is the Canadian version of eBay. I looked at the Canadian eBay and looked at the Facebook Marketplace, and people are selling the Galaxy Watch 4 and 5 at the same price sometimes. So currently the average cost of the Galaxy Watch 4 is around 150 to 200 Canadian dollars, which is around, well, 100 to 150 US. The Galaxy Watch 5, I could find it for 200 Canadian, which is the same kind of price of the Galaxy Watch 4. And in addition to that, Samsung does have a lot of offers throughout the year, which allows you to get the Galaxy Watch 6 for a really cheap price. You can trade in your old watch. However, the trade-in values are not really good and they're getting worse each year with Samsung. However, it is still a valuable option to have in 2023. So if you do have an option to find the cheap Galaxy Watch 4, go for it. If you feel that you can find the Galaxy Watch 5 to the same price and you don't need a physical rotating bezel, go for the 5. But if you purchase Galaxy Watch 4, don't think that you missed too much. It's still a capable watch, it's fine, it's good for daily use, for notifications, for weather, for step counting, for gym tracking, and etc. Unless you're like a marathon runner and you need the Garmin Phoenix that costs $1,500. Thank you so much for watching. I know I haven't been uploading for a while right now. I had some things going on there and here. But thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, for your comments, for any engagements that you put on my videos, on my channels. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and now go play some games.